At 64, many emotional headlines say the tragedy of Michael J. Fox is beyond heartbreaking, but the real story of Michael J. Fox is not about a sudden new tragedy. It is about a long and very public battle with Parkinson's disease that he has faced with honesty, courage, and determination for more than 3 decades. Michael J. Fox first became a global star in the 1980s through his role as Marty McFly in the Back to the Future films and as Alex P. Keaton on the television show Family Ties. Becoming one of the most beloved actors of his generation with his charm, quick humor, and youthful energy, but at just 29 years old, at the height of his fame, he was diagnosed with young-onset Parkinson's disease, a progressive neurological disorder that affects movement, causing tremors, stiffness, and balance problems. And receiving that diagnosis so young was devastating because doctors initially told him he might only have a limited number of working years left. For a long time, he kept his condition private while continuing to act, pushing through symptoms and hiding tremors on camera, determined not to let the disease define him. But in 1998 he made the brave decision to go public with his diagnosis, shocking fans who had no idea he had been struggling quietly for years. Instead of retreating from public life, Fox transformed his pain into purpose by creating the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, which has since raised hundreds of millions of dollars to fund research aimed at improving treatments and eventually finding a cure, turning his personal tragedy into hope for millions of others living with the same condition. Over the years, his symptoms have become more visible, and he has spoken openly about falling, undergoing surgeries, and dealing with the daily challenges of the disease, including broken bones from accidents caused by balance issues. And seeing him move more slowly or struggle physically can be emotional for fans who remember his energetic performances in the 1980s, creating a powerful contrast between the young movie star and the older man managing a serious illness. However, it is important to understand that while his journey is deeply moving, there is no confirmed recent catastrophic event that justifies dramatic claims of a new heartbreaking tragedy at 64, because his battle with Parkinson's has been ongoing for decades and he continues to approach it with resilience and humor. In interviews, Fox often speaks candidly about the emotional side of living with a chronic illness, admitting that there are hard days filled with frustration and fear, but he also emphasizes gratitude, family support, and optimism, especially crediting his wife, actress Tracy Pollan, and their children for giving him strength. In recent years, he has stepped back from acting due to the physical demands of memorizing lines and managing symptoms, officially retiring from most on-screen work, which made many fans emotional because it marked the closing of a chapter in Hollywood history. Yet he remains active as an advocate, speaker, and writer. What makes people describe his story as heartbreaking is not a sudden loss, but the knowledge that such a talented and vibrant performer has had to fight a progressive disease for most of his adult life, while still choosing to live publicly and inspire others. His life at 64 represents both the harsh reality of Parkinson's disease and the extraordinary strength of the human spirit. And while headlines may exaggerate for attention, the truth is that Michael J. Fox continues to live with courage, turning personal hardship into meaningful action that has changed the lives of countless families affected by Parkinson's. In the end, his story is less about tragedy and more about resilience, reminding the world that even in the face of long-term illness, dignity, humor, and hope can endure.